Hello, Internet family. Coming up, the latest on a deadly shooting in Mobile, and hear what Spring Hill College's president has to say about her renewed contract. Plus, after years of being closed, the Crescent Theater in Mobile is back. We have those stories and more coming up. It's time for News 5 Now.
Brought to you by Green and Phillips Injury Lawyers, covering news from your neighborhood and around the world. News 5 Now starts right now.
Hey everybody, I'm Akivia McFarland. Thank you so much for joining us for News 5 Now. We do this every day at 5:30. We get together, we talk about the big stories that we are following for you right now. We go over your answers to our question of the day, and we also see how you voted in our Facebook poll as well. So let's go ahead and get things popped off with the big stories that we're following for you right now, beginning with number 5. The human resources manager at the center of the scandal involving former astronomer CEO Andy Byron has resigned. Kristen Cabot has stepped down after she and Byron were seen having an intimate moment on the Kiss Cam during a Coldplay concert in Boston. Byron resigned as astronomer CEO last week. Number 4. Boaters in Baldwin County are celebrating as a popular boat ramp that was closed for repairs earlier this summer is open again ahead of schedule. The Baywatch boat ramp off Highway 98 in Magnolia Springs is once again open after more than 2 months of work. The parking lot, once covered in gravel, is now paved and striped, and crews also fixed up the walking paths on both sides of Fish River Bridge. To learn more about the project, of course, go on over to WKRG.com. In February, number 3, in February, Spring Hill College announced the decision to get rid of majors for chemistry, history, philosophy, and studio art. Despite the programs being retained as minors, the move alarmed students, and many believed it signaled financial struggles within the college. President Dr. Mary Van Brunt says that is not the case, citing the school's 2025 financial statements as the strongest it's had in years. While she acknowledges challenges with enrollment, she says the changes were made to attract new prospective students with more desirable programs. Van Brunt says she believes the college's strong fundraising and cost reduction efforts are a part of what led the board this week to renew her contract for 5 years. Number 2, the Crescent Theater in downtown Mobile is set to reopen in September. That's according to the new operator of the popular venue. Officials with Comedy Mobile say the Crescent will reopen September 4th. Last week, the previous manager, Miniflix Media, announced the beloved venue was closed. The company had only just taken over the theater in May. The Crescent has been operating on and off again in downtown Mobile since 1885. And number 1, we continue to follow the investigation into a deadly shooting this afternoon on Earl Street in the Orange Grove area of North Downtown Mobile. Police responded to the 400 block of Earl Street at around 2:45 p.m. Friday in report of a man who was shot. The man was taken to the hospital and sadly succumbed to his injuries. We will keep you updated as we learn more on that investigation. But those are the big stories that we are following for you at this hour. And now it's time to get on over to that question of the day. We wanted to know, what is something you just cannot leave home without? Let's jump right in. Aaron Tinsley says car keys, wallet, sunglasses. Of course, you can't leave without those things. All right. Lynn McLaughlin Carr says my driving glasses. Of course, those car keys, my keys. A lot of people saying you can't leave without the keys. You won't go far without those keys, I can assure you. We've got Midge Harden saying my purse. It has everything I might need in it, also with my cell phone. See, I'm surprised more people haven't said that phone, to be honest. Here you go. And right as I say that, Lydia Whitlock Barber, I'm not going to lie, my cell phone, I got to have that phone on me. Most of us do. Mona Cody says driver's license. Absolutely. All right. We've got some jokesters here. If you'd like to see some of the jokes being said here, make sure you come on over to this post. All right, let's keep on going. Jason Henderson says the kids, they want to go for a ride. They can't leave the house without the kiddos. And that's sweet that you feel that way. I know some parents need a break. All right, let's keep on going. Let's see if we got any different answers. Of course, everyone's saying the keys, everyone's saying the ID. These are a given. All right. Angel Dickinson Richardson says a bottle of water. I know that's right. In this heat, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe just take a cooler with you because that's what we need. It's hot out there. Absolutely. Gwen Ellis kind of saying the same thing. A glass of water there, a cold bottle of water. There we go. Seeing some practical answers, some things that we really should not, should not be leaving the house without, especially if you live here on the Gulf Coast. All right, let's read just a couple of more. Gary Keith says, your brain and common sense. Man, I wish more people wouldn't leave their common sense on the shelf, but sometimes people leave the house without it. Make sure you grab that common sense on your way out, people. It'll make the world a better place. All right, let's keep on going. What else we got here? My wallet, yep, goes hand in hand with your ID and such. All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for chiming in to our question of the day. And if you're interested to see what more of your neighbors have to say, make sure you come on over to this big, bright yellow post. You can't miss it, and read what everyone has to say out there. But now it's time for us to get on over to that Facebook poll and see what you guys had to say there. We wanted to know, would you rather have no AC in the summer or no heat in the winter? 89% of you say no heat in the winter, while 11% of you are saying no AC in the heat. And I think that's about right. Yeah, I think that's about right. We need that AC. Like, it is non-negotiable. We have to have the AC. I mean, what people always say, you can warm yourself up, but it's hard to get cool. And that's just the truth. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, no AC in this heat. So I think 89% of us, I think we're on the right track. No shade to those 11% of you who say no AC, but I simply just cannot agree with that one. Well, anyway, it's time for me to go ahead and give you that homework because we got some things to do. I got to push you on over to the WKRG Facebook page. Like it, give it a big thumbs up. If you have not already, show us some love on our Facebook page and go ahead and answer our next question of the day too. A judge has declined to release critical Jeffrey Epstein files. We want to know your thoughts on that. And go ahead and vote in the next Facebook poll too. Here's what we want you to vote on. Imagine you recognize a petty thief on surveillance footage. Do you report them to police? They're like, oh, that's little Jerry there, or whoever, your neighbor, your buddy. Do you report him? We want to know what your thoughts are on that. So make sure you come right back and get us those answers. Make sure you vote. Make sure you vote and give us your answer. And that way we can come back here on Monday to read off your answers. You have all weekend. That's the beauty of Friday. You have all weekend to participate in our News 5 Now prompt. So please join us for that. So in the meantime, we are getting mighty close to WKRG News 5 at 6. We're about 20 minutes away. You don't want to miss it. So make sure you're tuned in to WKRG. You're on channel 5, ready to go. And that way we can get you caught up on the big stories, again, that we are continuing to follow for you throughout the evening. So guys, as always, I want to thank you so much for joining us for News 5 Now. It's always a good time. Have a great weekend.
Covering news from your neighborhood and around the world. You are watching News 5 Now, brought to you by Green & Phillips Injury Lawyers.
In the courtroom, the judge knows best, and this judge does too. If you've been hurt in a wreck, you need a law firm that knows the system and how it works. I'm attorney David Green. Call or come by anytime. You never need an appointment.